You hardly ever see a reusable bottle that's filled with water, made from sustainable materials that looks like our bottle. So people instantly fall in love with the bottle.
Welcome to the future of hospitality, the sustainable stay. And today I'm sitting on the couch with Bart Willems, the founder of Bottle Up. Imagine you walk into a hotel and you check in, you get your key card, you walk up to your room, you open the door. What is the first thing you see? It's the bed, the TV perhaps, and a bottle of water on the table, on the nightstand, and it's most of the times it's a plastic bottle or a glass bottle, could also be a tin can. But what if it would be a bottle made out of sugarcane, a sustainable bottle? What about that? Bart Willems is the co-founder of Bottle Up, and we're going to hear about his journey and the why and the what. So Bart, welcome to our show.
Thank you very much, Arjan.
So let me go straight to the use case. What if a hotel with 200 rooms start to replaces the plastic bottles that they have right now? And most of hotels use plastic bottles.
Yeah.
What would happen?
The funny thing is, with Bottle Up, it's the easiest way to change. Sustainability is most of the time very abstract. You know, it's about energy usage, about food waste reduction. But starting with Bottle Up is the easiest and most clear statement of reusability. You bring a bottle to your guests, which they can bring home as a memorable gift, and something that immediately shows that you are taking sustainability very serious as a hotel.
Yeah. What is the biggest misconceptions that hotels have about bio-based bottles?
Well, one thing is that that it's not very well known yet. Plant-based materials. Most PET bottles are still made from oil-based materials. So it takes some explanation. But when we explain what it's about, the fact that it's made from the resin of sugarcane instead of oil, sugarcane absorbs more CO2 from the air while it grows than is being emitted during production of our bottle,
Right.
which makes our bottle carbon neutral. And this makes our bottle so much more sustainable than any other alternative.
So with this bottle, we're going to learn more about it, the why and the how and the what. You're targeting the hotel industry. Have you thought about events and where would be the win for events?
Also waste reduction. What we see with events is that they cope with a lot of waste after one day or several days of people having over, mass amounts of people consuming single-use products. And what we experience with events as well, just like with hotels actually, is that there are a huge waste reduction when they sell our bottles because people bring the bottle back home and keep reusing it.
Right.
So that's an instant quick win.
Okay. How the first question that pops up, how do guests in hotels, back to hotels, how do they, what is their feedback on these bottles?
The funny thing is, we started with hotels in 21, 22, and without a doubt, people who receive this bottle in room are always positive about it. We have received so many messages or posts of people showing the bottle that they were so happy with its gift given from this hotel, and that they really want to keep reusing the bottle because they love the design, the whole concept. It's the whole concept have never seen before and that they're inspired by, because you hardly ever see a reusable bottle that's filled with water, um, made from sustainable materials that looks like our bottle. So um, people instantly fall in love with the bottle.
And
That's our
so they take
experience.
it home.
Yeah.
I would take it home
Yeah.
because if I knowing that it's bio-based, it's not biodegradable. That's something different.
Yeah.
Bio-based, and you can refill it. So I'm doing actually something good. It's I'm lowering my footprint, my carbon footprint.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's true. Um, and yeah, what we see slowly is that the demand from hotels is really has really gained the last few years, because they're all looking for a sustainable solution, but the solutions that they have nowadays are often not really sustainable. For example, they use refillable glass bottles for in room, but then they have to wash these bottles, fill them. It takes a lot of energy, a lot of time from staff, so it's not ideal. And with our bottle, you have a quick solution, an easy solution, and people bring the bottle home after checkout, so you don't have to waste as a hotel.
Okay, that's a good win. Tell me about the inspiration. What were you doing before you started Bottle Up? You co-founded Bottle Up with your partner. Tell me about that story, please.
Yeah, so we started with the three of us in 2019, and it came from the idea that on one hand we saw a lot of criticism on single-use bottled water. Posts on Instagram where you saw bottles floating in the sea or in canals.
Here in
like
the canals in Amsterdam, I see them all
absolutely,
over. Yeah.
absolutely. A lot of criticism and people rejecting single use. And on the other hand, we still saw the same single-use water bottles in the water cooler for decades. No innovation, no new packaging, no reusability. Of course, empty reusable bottles for 20 euros plus, but not a reusable alternative within the water cooler just for grabs. So that made us think, how can we change this category from within? Change behavior from within. So that's when we started thinking.
Can I go back to what you were doing before you got that inspiration and then move forwards?
Of course.
Because that is very interesting. You were working in another completely different industry, right?
Yeah, me and my co-founder were working in media for a long time, and we always had brainstorms about what could we do that would make impact instead of selling media the rest of our lives. And we were sure that was something we didn't want to do. So that's after brainstorms, we came up to this idea. My co-founder had been selling empty reusable bottles, but then we had the idea, let's try to find a mix of selling water in a sustainable bottle, which hadn't been done before. And then we found a producer in the UK. We wanted to start selling in the UK because the market is one of the biggest bottled water markets in Europe. So we thought, let's start there.
So you mentioned the UK, the hotel in UK. That was your first hotel. The first hotel. I want to hear that story. How that goes. How did that go?
That's a funny story. So in 2019, we started with the concept. It took us a year to find a producer who wanted to adjust all the machines, because it's very hard to produce a reusable bottle and fill it at scale. So it took us more than a year. And then at the end of 2019, we were ready to start selling. And then we had a big deal with Amsterdam Airport. And we were about to send our first truck in March 2020. So this truck was going here, our first deal.
A truck full of bottles, I imagine.
A truck full of bottles.
Yeah.
And we were very excited, of course. Our first client, and then COVID started. in the same week.
This was October, no,
March
March 2020.
2020.
Yeah.
So the order was cancelled. We had a truckload of bottles, financed, paid for. So we decided, what can we do with the bottles? They have a best before date. We don't want to throw them away, obviously. So we started sampling them at hotels. And we saw the first reaction from these hotels. They loved the concept. And that's when we started with connecting to hotels. So
How many hotels in the UK do you serve to right now?
we worked through wholesalers who were selling to hotels. So the exact number, we don't know, but hundreds of them.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. So what is the plan? So you started Bottle Up in 2019.
Yeah.
COVID happened. Hotels were closed in the first 2 years, off and on, especially here in Europe. So that was a big challenge, I imagine.
Absolutely, it was quite a challenge.
Did you close the business, the media business? Because I'm interested in that part as well.
Yeah, the media business before, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so no, we started immediately with Bottle Up full time.
All right.
Because we had this belief that this is something that could really work. So we put all our time and effort and energy in this project. We still do, of course, but and we immediately saw traction. Large retailers, like I just mentioned, hotels, and it's now spreading. The word is spreading, and the funny thing is, when people like a product and buyers like a product, it speaks for itself, and it starts rolling, and people start talking about it, and that's the phase where we're in now. That we're expanding to different countries, different hotel chains.
How do you do that?
It takes a lot of time, because the hotel community is quite a closed community. It's all about your contacts, who you know. Every different hotel makes their own decisions, so it takes time. And we're part of hotel communities. We go to exhibitions where hotels meet.
You try to share the message as good as you can. So what would you tell a hotelier that is watching this, listening to us? What would you tell them? Why would they get in touch with you, with Bottle Up, to get more information about how this works?
Well, it's just a few things. One of the most easy ways to make a clear statement about sustainability with hardly any friction in terms of pricing, just a little bit more expensive than single use, but it reduces waste significantly. You get a product that people love and people bring with them after checkout, and as a memorable about their stay in the hotel. So it are all benefits just for a small extra.
What is holding hotels back? What could be? What would you tell a hotel? Hey, but you see more dangers or more risks, and there are no risks. How would you say that?
Well, for hotels, everything is about the guest experience. So they really want to be sure that it's an add-on, that they don't want to have any hesitation. And now that we have a proven track record, we see that it's easier for other hotels to step in, because they have seen other hotels and heard stories from other hotels that it works. So that's what we always show to them. We show them how it works for another hotel, and that's the best proof they can get. So it's getting easier and easier, but definitely in the beginning it was quite some explaining and hesitation for hotels to change to something different, what was new. And they had this single-use bottled water, which was cheap, and there was no pain, for why should I change? And nowadays we see that it's different. We see that the audience that is looking for sustainable hotels is growing and growing and growing, and they want to see real efforts. from hotels that they really want to become sustainable. And this is one of the easiest way to become more sustainable.
And guests are really happy with it. What I know is that guests even post it on their Instagrams, etc.
Yeah.
So it's like you said yourself, a memorable guest experience.
Yeah.
So that is a good thing, because that is something that hotels are looking for. So that's a really good point.
Absolutely, for PR reasons as well. So
Yeah.
you know, when you get the benefit of people posting the amenity that they were given by the hotel, it all works positive.
Yeah, I would be if I would check in at a hotel and I would see this bottle on my nightstand, I would probably make a picture of it and post it indeed, because I want to see stuff like that.
Yeah.
This everywhere.
Yeah.
So imagine I'm a hotel and I want to start trying these bottles, make order. How does that work?
That's not very difficult, because we want to make it as easy as possible for hotels to order Bottle Up through their wholesalers. The wholesaler that they use for their single-use bottled water, they can give a ring and start ordering our bottles. So we want to, and we also experience that hotels don't want the hassle. You know,
No, it needs to be easy. If it's not easy, it's not going to work. It's a new nuisance, and they don't want that.
Yeah.
I get that. I don't want that either.
So they want to have the sustainability credentials, but it shouldn't cost too much, and it should be made very easy. Those are the restrictions.
So there is really no change in the whole operations in the hotel. The only difference is that the one who cleans the rooms, instead of a plastic bottle, they put a bio-based bottle on it.
And it saves a lot of work of collecting the disposed bottles, the single-use bottles, and collecting them and bringing to recycling plants. That's something you don't have to do anymore, which saves you a lot of money, time, and waste.
Yeah, indeed. Hours, effort.
Exactly.
So it's 2030. A guest asks for water. What happens next?
Single-use bottled water will still be there, but our mission is make reusable the new normal. So
I like that.
What we see is that the audience that doesn't want to buy single-use water anymore is growing and growing and growing, and we are the sustainable alternative that offers something for this audience. So we are on our way to become a serious player in hospitality and retail, and be a serious alternative in the water cooler to single use.
Wonderful. And I can only imagine that especially the last generation, Generation Z and Alpha, as they're called, I speak to a lot of students, 19, 20, 21 years old, people who are entering the hospitality industry from hotel school, and they're really connected and involved in their own future, in designing their own future, and in the world itself. And it also made, so that is good. So I think you got that on your side. That is good. But it's also, when you were telling your story, I was like 50 years ago, we didn't even have plastic. Everything was reusable.
Crazy.
So we're going back to the old days. And we should, because we got too dependent on plastic. It's oil. It's not good for the environment.
This is not the end state. You know, the end state is truly circular at scale. But this is a first step to change habits, to make it easy for hotels to change habits.
Okay, I have a last question for you. I mean, it's the start of 2026. How do you see Bottle Up at the end of this year?
What we see is that a lot of hotels are looking for a sustainable solution, but they're not sure yet what to do.
Okay, there's a big win there.
Yeah, there's a big win there. So what we offer as well is we partner with companies that make water dispensers specifically for hotels, and because we see the demand for the water dispensers is growing, and they often see Bottle Up in combination with a water dispenser in the hallway.
Go hand in hand.
So they give away the bottle, or people buy the bottle, and then they can refill it everywhere in the hotel. So slowly these hotels are making steps in becoming more sustainable, and finding a way of refilling, reusing water in their hotels. So we think what we see is that it's getting more, they're getting more used to these new ways of consuming, and this is going pretty fast. So we will be seeing Bottle Up quite more often in hotels in 2026.
That's good. One last thing, where can people find Bottle Up?
You can find Bottle Up here at the Prinsen Island.
That's where we are.
That's where we
Prinsen
are,
Island in
obviously.
Amsterdam. One of the most beautiful spots in Amsterdam.
Near the canals. No plastic bottles here, by the way, today. No, it is this lovely place here in Amsterdam, next to the canals. Very inspiring place.
Where's your website?
www.bottleup.com.
Oh, that's an easy one. All right. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much for this.
Thank you,
for highlighting Bottle Up. You got a fan, and I'm going to keep an eye on you 2026, because I want to see these bottles all over Amsterdam.
Yeah.
And for the viewers, please follow our page on LinkedIn, Future of Hospitality. And thank you for watching, and also follow our socials, please. Thank you, Bart.
Thank you, Arjan. It was a pleasure.